How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Blue Shifting and welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday, where, things are gonna kick off. See, we had our first test run. Went pretty good, all things considered, but now all the little tendrils of influence are going out. Everyone's at each other's throats, everyone has a plan, everyone's going in with their own agenda, which is ironic that they're going up against a beta invasion, and the only thing they don't seem to actually be wanting to do anything about is the beta. They're using it to try and get political clout, to try and get access to the super weapon of the railgun. They're trying to get access and just influence it everywhere. It's kind of disgusting, if I'm honest. But hey, you know, it's politics for you. So yeah, I think today we're going to be jumping into that, and we're going to see how... I remember last time I talked about how, like, I got the impression that the Russians were trying to set up a situation where they might have to leave the railgun behind, and they would, at the very least, they wanted to disrupt the test and make the UN forces look like fools. And bonus points if they could somehow get the railgun to be ditched and get their hands on it, which essentially is the same idea here, but instead the railgun is going to not be able to be deployed, and so they're going to try and potentially distract everybody so they can maybe get at it while it's in storage. And in order to facilitate all of this, Yuuya is being thrown into the midst of combat in an inferior TSF in a passive role that's not going to stick because, you know, you go into combat and it's never going to actually just... You're not going to actually just sit in the sidelines. Like, you're going to have to fight. So, like, it's going to be a mess. I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to make it out of it, but I think they're going to have a lot of crap hit the fan along the way, so... We'll have to see. Anyway, let's jump into things and see how poorly this goes. All members, attention.
いいか貴様たち。お客さんに安全な戦争をしていただくという退屈で忌々しい任務も長くてあと数日だ。だが、我々ジャール大隊はいかなる任務であっても完全に達成しなければならない。一人の客も欠くことなくお引き取り願え。旅の思い出を美しく飾ってやるんだ。いいな。
同志キールエフレーモフ。貴様の父は誰だ？
我が偉大な祖国、ソビエト連邦です。
ロシア人である私に、曖昧な立場に甘んじる私に、貴様たちの信頼を得る資格はない。
同志トーギャウペースコナ。貴様の母は誰だ？
我が愛すべき祖国、ユーラシアの大地です。
だが、これだけは約束する。私は、貴様たちがいる限り戦い、そして鍛え続ける。
Grana Latrova, she's good people. She's harsh and cold, and she lets her battalion get away with a lot of crap. But again, it's the whole picking your battles thing. It's about understanding your people, understanding the limits of how hard you can push them without losing their respect and trust, which is a critical thing to have. And I do think that in the long term, she just wants to put her people first. She wants to make sure they get home safe, and she wants to make sure that they have as good a chance as anybody to actually live and thrive and be happy.
同志ダリナ・クレショワ。貴様のすべきことは何だ？
我が憎むべき敵、ベータを殲滅することです。
同志イリーナ・バラノワ。貴様と共に戦うのは誰だ？
我が信頼すべき同胞、ジャール大隊です。
貴様たちの母がそう願うように、いずこかの者が我が子を鍛え上げ、死を遠ざける術を授けてほしいと私も願っている。
Yeah, see, good people, good people.
勇猛なるジャール大隊の英士たちよ。我らは地獄の豪華で期待し一振りの剣。今こそ立て、武器を取れ。兄弟や躊躇は背信と知れ。祖国の荒廃は常に我らの手にある。我らは神妙の突き果てるまで戦い抜く。かつては亡き戦友と共にあり、そして未来永劫、我らと共にあるジャール大隊の名において、憎むべき侵略者どもを打ち砕け。
Yes.
だから、一人でも多くの子供たちを生き延びさせるために、私は貴様たちを鍛え、共にどうか許してほしい。 そんな身勝手な理由でしか戦えない私を許
Interesting.
しておくれ。
Why would she need forgiveness for that?
なしラー
Approximately 42 minutes after the start of the Intercept operation. Beta landing port, west course. So, we're just starting it. We're starting right in it. Here they come.
見ろよ、まるでぶちまけたボルシだぜ。
Worse.
けどあのバカども全部やりやがった。必死すぎるんだよクソが。
ジリエーザ2より第2小隊各機1400先の岩礁に大隊規模の上陸、中隊規模まで削れ。今度は我々だけでやるぞ。全滅させるなよ。了解。
Approximately 55 minutes after the start of the Intercept operation. Though,
コマンドポストよりバオフェン1、戦域への侵入を許可する。該当エリアは924より93。バオフェン1了解。
ザーリア1よりバオフェン1、お遊戯の時間だぜ。怖くなったらいつでも呼びな。
へえ、ソ連の救援は全く役に立たないって大陸で戦った仙人が言ってたけど。
はっ、口の減らねえお客様だな。ほら、とっとと行けな。
了解。バオフェン1より各機、これより機動近接格闘戦能力のテストを行う。フォーメーションアローヘッド2にて戦域に突入。B7 軍から片付けるぞ。
here they go.
バオフェンの名を轟かせろ。日程の度肝を抜いてやれ。
Yeah, yeah,
了解。以降兵器使用自由。続け。
yeah. Yeah, the Chinese go. 59 minutes. Alright, so that's been about 25 minutes. West Coast, Southern Sector. Oh, look at that animation.
いいにゃ。すごくいいよ。これ熱いナイフでバターを切っている感じ。
They're so calm.
そうだね。
コマンドポストよりイーダル1、戦果は上々だが戦闘軌道に無駄が多い。遊ぶのもほどほどにしろ。
イーダル1了解。クリスカ、怒られちゃったの？もう少し楽しみたかったけど、早く片付けましょう。もう終わり？
Aw, Enya, the little bloodthirsty demon. I knew she had it in her.
命令だから仕方ないよ。いい子にしていればまた出撃させてくれるからね。うん、そうだね。突撃法ってあんまり面白くないよね。そうね。でもこの方が早いから10秒くらいかな。うん。
54 minutes after the start of the Intercept operation. 94 West Coast, Western Sector.
オラオラオラ
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
消えろタコスケども。こんな
Aren't they gonna, I don't know, stab him to death or something?
無力化したデータに使う時間も砲弾もないものね。
Oh, that's cool then. Stupid question. Goes to show how green I am. Teresa and VG know exactly how much it takes to stop a beta in their tracks. Makes me wonder, how in the world did I ever win against them? Things happen at the breathtaking speed in actual combat. Dogfights and team maneuvers have a completely different feel. Run a million anti-TSF drills all you want, it doesn't even begin to prepare you.
そう思えるだけ。あなたも成長したってことよ。
Stop reading my brain. Sure hope so. Damn. Sitting this one out sucks. Much rather be out there. Still, front row seat to the guys killing it in real dogfight isn't such a terrible idea.
英雄殿何？また突っ立ってるだけ？
Uh-huh. Huh?
ご自慢のレールガンはどうしたのよ。お家に忘れてきちゃったの？
どうせ飛び道具がないからビビって随伴なんだろ。
I still don't get... Like, they must be, like, making sure they're tied into his comms. Because I feel like it's weird that they have access to him.
自分たちを戦わせておきながらさっさとアラスカに逃げたロシア人特権階級が 無理難題を押し付けた挙句目の前を我が物顔で歩き回っていたとしたら面白いわけがないだろう。
Minority ethnic group, huh? Might as well let them vent a little. God knows I only have no other outlets for their anger.
なんだ、アメリカには民族蔑視や階級差別はないのか。そうか、いい国だな。
近接戦こそ戦術機の花でしょ。支援砲撃だけなんて恥ずかしくない？
ほんといいね、アメコは。安全な場所から撃つだけで。
Yeah, I sympathize with these kids. That doesn't mean the little efforts don't piss me off.
しかも今日は文字通り高みの見物だしね。
そうそう、こっちはごっこ遊びのお膳立てさせられてたまんねえっつうの。
I'd be down there if I could, you undersized pieces of dog crap. But sometimes you have to make compromises for the greater good. A lesson I learned thanks to a certain lieutenant colonel. Look at these kids, not even attempting to look at the big picture, just sneaking pecks in at what's in front of their noses and calling it a day. Well, no surprise they don't go any better. I didn't until a couple days ago. And now that I finally realized how much the rest of my crew cares about me, I can go along with the plan and trust them without reservation.
ねえ、ちょっとでいいからやってみせてよ。近接戦。
If events force my hand, you bet I will. But the Soviets are pretty darn adept at running coaling operations, and Teresa and VG are old hands. I doubt the chaser machines will get their chance to shine.
アルバス1見て。スカーレットツインの試験戦域。もうクリアよ。
Seriously? You have been kidding me. They killed 852 beta spread out over a battlefield in 17 minutes with nothing but a single TSF. Crap. I know I said I'd wait my turn, but I'll be darned if I'm not itching to jump in the fray now. No, stay calm. Gotta keep my cool. 63 minutes after the start. So, 8 minutes later.
バオフェン試験小隊は戦闘を継続中。直延機部隊への支援要請なし。
イーダル試験小隊、全試験項目終了。現在、同戦域にて待機中。
アルゴス試験小隊の試験項目消化率 65%。
見事なものだね。極東ソ連が幾度も血を流していた統計から導かれた予測数値は、ほぼ完全に機能している。
はい。ベータ相手に不測の事態はつきものとはいえ、このままいけば、まず問題はなさそうです。
I like that. The caveat she throws in there. She's like, unforeseen circumstances, pretty much every time you fight them. But assuming that we've seen all the surprises we should be expecting today, things are going well.
統計的には、これが派遣期間中最後のベータ上陸。成功裏に終わりそうだな。
Why would you say that? You're gonna jinx it?
そうだといいのですが。バーフェン1よりコマンドポスト。このままじゃ試験項目を消化する前にベータがいなくなる。当戦域への継続上陸の兆候はないか？
コマンドポストよりバオフェン1。継続上陸の兆候はない。生存個体を有効に活用せよ。
バオフェン1了解。西地区にはまだベータがうようよしてるじゃない。日程に手助けを申し出てみようか。
Now, my first impression was like, why are you being so hostile about the Japanese imperialists? But then you remember, oh yeah, like their cognitive opinions of a lot of the internal struggles of the nations kind of paused between the end of World War II and the beta first detection. Like the world events kind of followed normal history until the beta were detected. And then things really kind of locked down and got completely different, but it meant that a lot of the ideologies and cultural identities and attitudes were very reminiscent of early Cold War times. And post World War II, a lot of Chinese still had horrific memories of what Japan's armies did to their nations and people. So yeah, it would make sense that if you don't have a cultural reorganization, growth, and advancement in that time where everything kind of stagnates, those attitudes will still be pretty prevalent. And plus, frankly, maybe Japan and China still have more tension than I know of. I don't live over there. I don't know. But it doesn't feel like it's this butting of heads so much. But again, it's this people, man.
コマンドポストよりバオフェン1。却下する。繰り返す。 却下だ。
バーフェン1よりコマンドポスト。冗談よ。繰り返す。冗談。
いい気なものだ。4機でかかるバオフェン小隊に対してアルゴスは2機。しかも1機あたりの撃破数はこちらが上回っているというのに。
気持ちが高揚しているのでしょう。あの部隊は気が強そうですから。
特にあれを見た後では対抗心を燃やさずにはいられまい。良い兆候だと素直に受け取っていいと思うが。
Agreed. Agreed, but
しかし実態は一度の実戦で役に立たなくなる兵器です。
God, what are they doing? What are they up to?
高村注意。
何でしょうか。
見ての通り戦況は順調に推移している。最後まで気は抜けんが、ここに2人揃っている意味もあるまい。
He's like, I got this. Why don't you go check on our little package?
この先何があるかわからん。今のうちに貴様は自分の仕事をしてはどうかね。
Yeah, I get you. He's reading the room well. That's good.
ですが。
全て自分でこなそうとするのは悪い指揮官だ。任せられるものは部下に任せ、自分しかできないことをやるのが良い指揮官だ。
Hint, hint, go, please.
どううる注意。
状況に変化があれば知らせる。ここは私に任せてくれ。
ありがとうございます。ではハンガーに向かいます。招待をよろしくお願いいたします。
若い若い。経験にいい悪いはない。要は自分の肥やしにできるかできないかだ。
Ooh, I like that quote. That's a good one to like take home. There's no such thing as a good or bad experience. What matters is whether it can help you grow as a person or not.
さて、何を仕掛けてくるやら。
Yeah, look at that. God, I liked you, Mr. Scientist Boeing Man, and now I'm like, Here we go. 72 minutes after the start of the Intercept operation. The supply base.
バーフェン試験招待の試験項目は現在消化率 64%、ベータ撃破数約475。イーダル試験招待の試験項目は現在消化率 100%。ベータ撃破試験招待の試験項目は現在消化率 69%。
イーダル招待の戦果。もはや別格と言わざるを得ないか。
Yeah.
ブリッジ少尉。この結果に直面して、いたずらに焦ることがなければいいのだが。
He's trying. He's trying.
自分を高めることへの執着。いささか不安だな。特にスカーレットツインは彼にとっての壁だし。
Yep, here we go.
こんな時に一体何を考えているんだ。バカ不謹慎な嘆かわしい。
Oh no, she's full smitten now. Oh my gosh. Because here's the thing. I wouldn't have even called or said anything odd about her, like worrying about him, because she's right. He's got some interesting trends, and that they're not the greatest if they're left unchecked. And that's kind of the thing, is like, he's been doing better, but he's had a history of just flying off the handle, right? So she has great reason to be worried. But then she says, oh no, I'm thinking about him, and starts punishing herself for it, because a commander in her position should be thinking about him. But the thing is, like, her thoughts extend.
この極東の地に来て以来、ブリッジ少尉は著しく成長しているというのに、それに比べ、私の迷走ぶりは、決意を新たにしたばかりなのに、私は、彼を守るべき立場なのに。まただ。いつまでもすがっていてはならないのに、つい無意識に。まったく私は。
Here we go.
異常震源複数探知。震源が移動。進路が浅くなって。
That was a little close to the base. A lot closer than I would have liked.
地震？いや、これは。
観測班どうなっている？こんな予兆は。波形照合。ベータです。
Yeah,
分断
that's
規模の
me.
ベータ軍が陶器その13キロ北西一帯に。
That's not that. How? Why? They may sound like this could be part of their plan. How could that be a part of their plan?
そうだ 991?
どけどうするんですかキュウイ。
バーフェン1よりコマンドポスト状況を知らせよ。
What's taking them so long? Oh no!
バーフェン1よりコマンドポスト一体どうなっている？
まさか基地は全滅したんじゃ。バカな、この短時間で。10レーザー級でもいりゃ別だろうけど、カムチャツカへのレーザー属地の上陸は前例がない。でも今までがないからって今回もそうとは限らない。だとしたらあんな程度の基地ひとたまりもないわよ。基地を失ったら後方のソ連軍が救援に来るまでの間ここで孤立。
Calm down. Like, I know it's not great, but calm down.
残弾推進剤ともに心もとないです。
分かってる。基地の救援に向かうとしてもレーザー属種が存在するなら支援砲撃なしの一個小隊程度じゃむざむざ的になりに行くような。
That's the thing. The worst loss of this right now is the communication lines. Because here's the thing. It's not just the beta are attacking. Now they're in the dark. And the thing is that they are saying, like, look, we can't, if it, like there's very few things that could make the base go from fully active and communicating with us 1 second to literally cut off, like, right away. And one of the more likely scenarios is a laser class, which they've fought millions of times, appearing near the base somehow. And since beta just do stuff sometimes, like, it's possible. So if that happened, the base would just be gone in seconds. And it's like, because it's hard to remember sometimes just how strong lasers are. Like, it's insane what they pull off. Like, little Death Stars. So this is really the troubling part, is it's like, they could try and go back to the base. That would probably be the smart thing to do, unless there's laser class. And if they go in blind, and there's laser class presence they don't know about it, by the time they find out, they're dead. So they know, well, we can't just go back. But then they're also like, but we can't just stay here. So the next best thing is link up with anybody you can contact and try and coordinate an effort together.
もうバーフェン1より夏季我が小隊はこれより基地に帰投する。
They're gonna do it anyway.
ヘッドクォーターより全試験任務部隊に告ぐ。基地司令部は現在対策を協議中。即時試験任務を中止し、別名あるまで待機。ジャール大隊は試験任務部隊の極限。各迎撃部隊は残敵を一掃した後、準戦闘態勢で待機せよ。以上。
姉さん
聞いたでしょ。別名あるまで待機。試験部隊のコマンドポストはソ連の指揮下に編入されたのよ。わかるわね。
ただごとじゃないってことあるね。
Oh no.
もっと情報をよこせよ。
振動発生源なおも増大中。
10レーザー級の射程内だぞ。個体識別急げ。最優先だ。観測システムに異常はない。ふざけるな。
UAV 当該区域に到達も依然健在。ベータ軍にレーザー属種の存在を認めず。繰り返す。レーザー属種の存在を認めず。
Alright. So, this new emergence of beta, no laser class, that's a plus. But they've emerged behind the defensive lines.
よし、航空部隊は全て呼び戻せ。グランドクルーには補給体制を整えさせろ。補給などしている余裕はない。ベータとの距離が13キロしかないんだぞ。このままでは前線の戦術機部隊が呼び戻される。そうなれば試験部隊は丸裸だ。ハイリマンさん、全試験小隊は即時戦域を離脱。退避地点まで後退させます。よろしいですね。
聞こえていました、チュウ。依存はありません。ウー隊は
では早速ですが、こちらで算定した退避地点の候補です。何か問題はありますか？
さすがですね。問題はありません。ですがこのような状況です。各小隊を別々の場所に退避させリスクを分散しましょう。
Okay.
我が軍としては試験小隊の安全には可能な限り万全を期したいところです。候補地点 C および F も使いましょう。いずれもベータ出現地点より距離があります。 C にはバウフェン小隊、 F にはアルゴス小隊、 各地点までの随伴は現在の直営招待に行わせます。ご依存なければ早速各招待に指示を。
F 地点へ退避するようアルゴス湾に伝えろ。
了解。
Yeah, I like how they like it's good. They have these evacuation points. They have all these things. Like they try and plan for every contingency.
サンダーク注意。機関の招待に退避地点を指示しなくてよいのですか。
我が招待はジャール大隊と共に全面展開し、米軍を対象に試験を継続。つまり戦闘を行い時間稼ぎをさせます。
僭越ながら無謀では。イーダル招待はたった1機で800を上回るスコアを叩き出したばかりです。
With all due respect, though, I would have to say like we're not testing them to preserve them. We're testing them for combat. Makes no sense not to deploy them when we have faith in them.
それに時間稼ぎとはどういう意味でしょう。援軍の目処すら立っていないはずです。
援軍を待つのではありません。基地から退避するのです。その時間を彼女らが稼ぎます。お気遣いは無用です。
基地から退避。
まず国連部隊関係者の退避を最優先し、各々の小隊が退避している地点まで分散空輸します。先ほど申し上げたように、我が軍は国連遠征部隊の安全には万全を期する所存です。祖国の名誉にかけて一人の負傷者も出させませんので。
しかしここは西岸部の要衝のはず。それをあっさり放棄するというのですか。
ここは最前線であり、今は上陸頻繁期です。水際の殲滅に失敗して前線基地がこのような危機にさらされる状況も危機管理マニュアルでは当然想定されているのです。
So they're just going to plan evacuation because it just makes sense. Like it's like they hit a threshold of risk, and the risk gets so high they just say like, no, pull the plug.
戦力が分散している現状でいたずらに拠点防衛に固執すれば多くの尊い命を無駄にすることになります。引くときは迅速に。それが我が軍がユーラシアの惨敗から学んだ教訓なのです。すでに防衛ラインの構築も終わりました。幸い今回もレーザー属種は存在しません。であれば内陸深く誘い込み、分厚い面制圧、そして後方に展開中の戦術機構手段で集中的に対処するべきでしょ
う。なんという手際の良さ。
ただ残念ながら運搬手段がありませんので装備は放棄せざるを得ません。ですがベータ軍を内陸で殲滅した暁には必ずや奪還できることでしょう。
Oh no! Did they really orchestrate this just so they can get their hands on the railgun? Because now they have an excuse like, oh, we're evacuating the base, but you can't take your equipment.
さあ、第二発着場に数機のコロムナを待機させています。全国連部隊に退避命令を。各所での誘導は我が軍の警備部隊にお任せください。さあ、一刻を争います。退避命令をご指示ください。
XFJ 計画関係者に即時退去命令を出せ。救急型付きの連中にも伝えろ。放棄は近衛軍の作法に任せると。
了解。
狙いはこれか。だがこうまでして。
Yeah. How though? Did they just have like captured beta that they just released? Or what? How else did they pull this off?
はて、高村中尉はどちらへ？
ドール注意、高村です。ドール注意。なぜだ、オープン回線まで切れているとはおかしいぞ。
コード202発令。各員は所定の手順に従い当基地より退去せよ。繰り返す。コード202発令。
コード202、総員退去。基地の放棄だと。装備の搬出はどうする？救急型砲。いや無理だ。
高村注意。
ローエル軍曹。
注意。こんなところで何やってんすか？
一体何があった？ハンガーと連絡は取れているか？
それが全然。基地一帯の無線は死んでますよ。
Yeah. All right. This is looking very like meticulous. Like it seems like in the main core base, they think communications are still up, at least somewhat. but anything else seems to be cut off, trying to cause confusion. It's like, it's so evil. It's just so evil. Just absolute disregard for safety and personnel in the name of trying to like make this like unofficial exchange of information. Like, the United States, it's probably based on the fact that the United States and Russia both want to know how the railgun works. They want to be able to make it on their own. They don't want to wait for Japan to just give them the ability to. So they're going to these lengths, to get access to it.
そんなのいくらなんでも怪しいでしょ。で、やばいデータの入ったハードディスクとモバイルだけは確保して、ハンガーに戻ろうとしたら、警備兵にとっ捕まって。ID 見せても何言っても第二発着場へ行けの一点張りで参りましたよ。
何？コード202が発令されているとしても国連軍の行動を妨害するはずはないのだが、 XFJ 計画開発チームへの退去命令は発令されたのか？ドール中尉からの連絡はあったか？
退去命令は艦内放送で一度。装備は放棄して即時退去、警備兵に従えってね。アナウンスはオペレーターでしたけど。あ、そういえば変なこと言ってたな。救急型の放棄はインペリアル・ロイヤルガードの作法に任せるとかなんとか。
何？
けど救急型は帝国軍の管轄ですよね。旦那がそんな勘違いするわけない。だから思うにあれは高村中尉への。
That's clever.
その通りだ。ドール中尉は私に異変を知らせ、ソ連側の狙いが救急型砲にあること、そして私に機密保持を全うする機会を与えてくれたんだ。
やっぱり。
車あるか？行かねば。
車。あれ拝借できませんかね。警備兵が乗ってきたやつがあそこに止まっ。
急げ、時間がないぞ。
Thank goodness they were on their toes.
こうと決めたらためらわねえな。
乗れ。
了解。
Here we go. Gotta go save the railgun. Tavisa's losing her patience, and she's not the only one. Less than 30 minutes have passed since we went on standby, and Beta heard his army size already. I can only pray they're safe. Vincent, the other mechanics, Lieutenant Dogula, and Yuuya. Mother effer. Agreeing to stand by and watch these guys have all the fun is one thing, but there's no way I'm gonna sit back and let them face danger alone. My instincts are screaming at me that's wrong. Ugh. I just told our escort squad's commanding officer to go help the base, but there's no chance a lowly surface pilot will act in direct contradiction to the official order. Knowing these guys, they'll go back to base in a heartbeat if they could. It must be a struggle to hold back their anger or that frustration. What if we just head back to base? They'd be obligated to follow us, right?
しかしまあなんだな、この状況が読めなかったってことはベータの方が一枚上手だったってことだな。
まったくだよ。あんな下等生物に裏をかかれるなんてさ、奴らの地中侵攻なんて常識だんか。
What the F do these two think they're doing?
まあ気が緩んでも仕方ないわよ。レーザー級が来ないってだけで随分楽なわけだし。
Even Stella's jumping in? Yeah, she feels very strongly about the Soviet Union, but that's really the time to rub salt in the wound? Is she that frustrated with our current situation?
貴様ら、いい加減にしろ。それ以上の侮辱は許さんぞ。
Oh, they're doing the same tricks to them.
おや、今のは態度の。なんだよ。そっちだっていつもうちのテストパイロットを口汚く罵ってくれてるじゃんか。言うのはいいけど言われるのは嫌なのかよ。そんな甘えたこと言ってっからベータの振動波見逃すんだよ。
Drop it, Argus 2. Insults serve no per...
出現直前まで移動震源は全く観測できなかったんだ。貴様らの機体は移動震源を捉えていたとでも言うのか。ふっ、自分を棚に上げてでかい口を叩くな。
Well, it's clear it's not what happened. The Beta made their way through the battlefield using subterranean tunnels or something of the sort. Though she's right about one thing, our TSF didn't detect any anomalous vibrations, besides the one caused by the battle raging above ground. Wait a second, that can't be right. The Beta had to drill their way across the bedrock, Soviet quality and all. There's no way their sensors would miss vibrations though it's that strong, and I bet Teresa and VG are thinking along the same lines.
でもタイさんよ、
手慣れたはずのあんたらにしちゃ随分お粗末な話だよな。
Yeah.
この辺りじゃよくあることなんじゃねえの？
Kind of amazing they have a good read on the situations they do. It's almost like they saw this coming as well.
移動震源が観測できないなんて初めてに決まってるだろう。一月前の大規模上陸でも地中侵攻はあったが、その時はバカどもの怠慢で内陸深くまで。
すんませんね、隊員。つい頭に血が上っちまった。昔イタリアで戦ってた頃、同じような奇襲で散々やられたもんでね。メンツを重んじるソ連軍の将校が怒りに任せて自軍の観測員を他国軍の前でバカ呼ばわりするぐらいだ。その時戦ったのはあんたの部隊なんだろうな。繰り返し起こるミスで頭きてんのはあんたらも一緒だってのにな。どうやらお客気分に甘えちまったらしい。
Fiji is a smooth talker. Listen to that. So they poked them, made them angry, got them to admit some information, and then he's like going right for the sympathy beam, but it's right to the point where it's going to push her to want to do something.
コマンドポストよりアルゴス1。現時刻をもって実験小隊は即時戦域を離脱。アルゴス試験小隊は F 地点まで後退し、準戦闘態勢で待機せよ。直縁部隊が F 地点まで随伴する。以上。
What? Argus won the command post. What the heck happened at base? Are we supposed to sit back and do nothing while the entire situation goes down the crapper?
現在協議中。速やかに交代し指示を待て。
Roger that. Son of a bee. I think suits always talking their gosh darn time.
ジリエーザ1よりアルゴス1。余計な首を突っ込むのはやめてもらおうか。推進剤も弾薬も消費しきった貴様らが駆けつけたところで何の役に立つというんだ。基地をどうするかはソ連軍の問題だ。
We're not trying to step on your toes. Some of our development staff are still inside that base.
だったら早く交代しろ。貴様らを1秒でも早く送り届ければ私たちはその分早く全面展開できるんだ。
She's got a point there.
人命尊重を盾に私たちを救急型から引き離し、ベータを殲滅した後に接収してじっくりと研究する腹積もりなのだろう。
なるほど。その後は調査だ現場保存だなんだと理由をつけて基地周辺一帯を立ち入り禁止区域に指定しちまえば俺らは手も足も出せないってわけだ。
彼らがブリッジ少尉の出撃にこだわったのに頷ける。
いや。
ああ、一悶着あったらしいですね。そうか。94セカンドが残っていれば救急型が搬出できちまうから。
Well, at least we know where our enemies are at this point. Fetch me.
おそらくな。
それを伝えるために暗号っぽい言い回しをしなきゃならないほど旦那や指揮所にいた連中はヤバい状況だったってことですよね。
いや、安心しろ。彼らの基本は知略だ。善意と正論に押され半ば強制的な退去勧告に従わざるを得ない状況だったのだろう。もし彼らに強攻策という選択肢があるならこれほどのお膳立てはするまい。国連を正面から敵に回す気はないはずだ。
That is the one thing we've got going for us, is the fact that they're not willing to go to open conflict with the UN.
まあメンツにはこだわる国ですからね。けどこの遠征俺は最初から色々引っかかるものがありましたけど周囲も旦那もずっと怪しいって睨んでたんですよね。
Well, based on that, like, if we didn't know before, that last meeting, like, at the end of the last part, like, when they were kind of funneling Bridges into the being on the battlefield, like, it was pretty, like, blatant, like, and very clear that there was manipulation going on.
ああ、だが引っかかる。救急型砲は遠征が決まってから私が急遽手配したものだ。なのにどうしてこんな大掛かりなことができる？ベータを制御するなんてことはできないのに、そんな不確定要素に頼っておいて救急型砲ダッシュの成功を確信できる理由は何なんだ？
Capture Beta. It's not that hard. If you capture them, store them secretly underground, then release them on command.
え？注意、何か言いましたか？
It also explained why they didn't have the sensor readings.
いや、何でもない。
注意、助かりました。
ローウェル軍曹、機密データの処置くれぐれも頼むぞ。ただし無理はするな。
分かってますって。こんな田舎で死ぬのはごめんですよ。すぐ終わらせて 俺も18番ハンガーへ急ぎますから。
I'm glad Vincent was on the up and up enough to know to grab the information.
ダメだ。処置が終わり次第第二発着場に向かえ。貴様は知らぬい2型のデータを守るんだ。
ですが
この後に及んではもう99型は爆発する以外ない。可能な限りデータを持ち出すつもりではある
だったら人手は多い方がいい。だいたい計画主任がそんな危険を冒すなんて合理的じゃないでしょう。責任者に何かあったら。
が99型の起爆コードは私しか知らされていない。私が行くしかないんだ。
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now.
じゃあ俺に起爆コードを教えてください。
No.
そうすれば。
せっかくながこれは私がなすべきことだ。貴様の言う合理性云々は認めよう。だが良くも悪くもそれだけでは動けないのが日本人なんだ。
A very flowery way of saying like, no, I would be treason if I did if I told you.
そうでした。ああ、ユウヤも全くそんな感じでしたよ。まったく日本人ってのは何というか。注意も無理は禁物ですよ。命令するからには範を示してもらわないとね。
頼むぞ。そのデータと貴様、そしてブリッジスさえ健在であれば XFJ 計画は必ず達成できる。
え？
早く退去命令を下さねば。おそらく99型砲の整備兵たちは搬出の努力を続けているはずだ。このままでは砲と運命を共にしかねない。
Yeah, I just got another wave of nausea and nervousness because black box running the railgun, right? It's G material. G material is used for super bombs, and the black boxes that were used to fuel the Susano. Look what that thing did when it was told to blow up. Unfortunately for this base, the railgun might be the death of it. Like, this is like a, oh, we gotta leave, but we'll come back, and then they're gonna just have a crater left. They'd be like, what happened? It's like, oh, well, the railgun exploded. Don't know what to tell you.
もう私はいなくとも XFJ 計画は完遂できる。私にしか成し得ないことを行うまでだ。
始まったか。
Oh, this guy again.
例の安全策はどうなっているのかね。
あ、全部隊が即応態勢で待機中です。ご命令があれば5分以内に発進可能です。
そうか。コーヒーのおかわりをもらおうか。
はい、わかりました。
サイは投げられた。もう後戻りはできない。ベリアーエフのような男であればいくらでもコントロールはできる。しかし今回はベータだ。どのように動くかは読めない。とはいえ分の良い賭けであるのは確かだ。この好機を逃す手はない。多少の力技は問題ない。重要なのは国家の対面。要は筋が通っているように見えるか否かだけなのだ。
Now he's wearing a UN uniform, and last I thought they said they were German. This is weird.
中央政府も要求ばかりだ。だが新兵器の合法的な接収が成功すれば今以上の立場と影響力、そして時間的猶予が手に入る。そろそろ西岸地区の国連試験部隊が大規模ベータ軍出現の急報を受けて退避を開始している頃か。うまくやってみせたまえ。君自身のためにもな。愚かなる者たちには対極が見えていない。だからこそ導きが必要なのだ。
That seems like a convenient line to justify the horrific things you're helping like bring about.
バイタメ、所詮感情に流され己が人生を棒に振った愚かな女だ。頼むぞ中佐。機関だは祖国の重要な盾だ。それを失うことを誰も望んではおらんからな。
Yeah, you say that, but you've got a big smile on your smug, stupid face. Like you.
ああ。いつまでここに立ってりゃいいんだ。
That was the end of a chapter. I hate it, but we probably should stop here because, like, if I go much longer, like, I'd love to record for another, like, 15, 20 minutes, but if we go any longer, we're gonna get right into the thick of it, and we're not gonna be able to stop. And I don't want to record for 2 hours. I don't have the means right now. Fetch me. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Oh, no. I can't believe this. Like, I understand that the machinations of the nations are broad in scope and insane on many levels. I genuinely think the most likely occurrence of what's happened here is some kind of captured beta being then formally released close to the base in order to trigger an evacuation. Almost like they've planned for something like this in the future, maybe not specifically, but like they always had it in reserves, or maybe they just have a research base hidden underground and they just conveniently are letting the beta out. Kind of unfortunately what happened at Yokohama in a way. But again, Yokohama only worked because it was a captured beta hive, and if I'm recalling, it's the only captured beta hive. So they couldn't have something of that regard. Maybe, although Alternative 3 happened somewhere, right? And that involved trying to like create espers and capture beta and then try and communicate with them. So what if that base is, like, at least a legacy of that base is here, underground? That would give them access to holding cells to hold beta that were trapped, and then they could just release them conveniently. So maybe that's part of what's happening there. And then they release them to try and get access to the railgun technology. Literally putting all their own lives at risk. But they proved last time they're willing to do that for such petty things as trying to get a glimpse at this technology, to try and discredit their frenemies. But it's such a blatant disregard for human life. It sucks. It's crazy. And sadly, it's on point. I mean, heck, I even just watched I was watching a documentary about like Stalin's Russia and like some of the crazy crap that went down in that time period. And like, if you ever want to hear about the most horrifying stuff ever, not only look at like the famines in Ukraine during, I think, the 1935, but also Cannibal Island, which is the thing I watched today, which was just, it was worse than it sounds, which is amazing. It was much, much worse than it sounds. And that is just an insane amount of just human on human cruelty that not only was allowed, but then was brushed under the rug for the sake of the greater good. So yeah, you know what? It's on point. People suck, and they're willing to do some real crappy things to each other in the name of like nation and advantage, and it's so dumb. Like, he was even talking about like, look at the big pictures. Like, you're seeing so much of the big picture, you're forgetting what the big picture's all about. It's like someone going to the Sistine Chapel and looking at the works of art on the ceiling and being like, that is amazing. I want to see that more closely. And so they start destroying the support structures because they know it'll bring the ceiling down where they can see it better. Not thinking about how much that ceiling weighs and how critical those supports are for not just maintaining the ceiling, but also like keeping everyone alive. It's like you're hacking at the base of the foundation of the only thing we've got left, which is people, to get a little advantage, to have a little bit of a better view of that artwork. It's the stupidest thing if you really think about the big picture. Like, he's talking about big picture. He's seeing so little of the actual picture, and it's genuinely making me angry. So anyway, we're gonna stop here. We've seen the pieces. They've been moved. The beginning of the battle has started, and we're now on a timer. Everyone's got bits and pieces of information, and we've got to see who can make the most of it. So we'll jump into that next week. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a terrible place to end it. I'm dying inside, but it really just, there's nothing else I can do at this point without getting sucked into another hour. And we can save that trip for next time. So thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope you look forward to next week's episode and the other great content we've got coming out this week. I look forward to sharing all of it with you. So until next video, watching me, see me next. I'll see you there.